Hello everyone, welcome to Simply Living Tiny. My name is Brenda and this is Buddy. Are you sleepy? Is that why you're yawning? Are you sleepy today? And we live in a tiny house, and each and every week we share our adventures with you here on YouTube. And it is now 2026, so I thought it would be fun to do a recap of 2025. So I got me a list here, so it's hard to remember everything that you do in 365 days. So I got me some notes here, and I thought that we just kind of go over a little bit about what we were up to in 2025. After I go over all this at the end of the video, I thought it would be fun to share some clips of what we were up to in 2025. And it was a very busy year, and I'm sure all of you had a very busy year too in 2025. You just never know what the year is going to hold, and some of it can be challenging. We did have some challenging things here. So the first video that I put out in 2025, it was crying out for help. I had met with the YouTube partner program. You have a certain criteria that you need to meet. So you apply for the program, and there's different steps that you have to take. And so I kept getting this step 2 error, even though I had met all the criteria for the YouTube partner program. I kept getting this error, and I did everything that I knew to do to try to get past this step 2. And I mean, it had gone on for months, probably about 6 months. I met all the criteria, but I just kept getting this error whenever I would apply. And so I tried everything on my own. In a last-ditch effort, I decided to make a video about it. So what I ended up doing was, there were some recommendations from the video, but a lot of it I had already tried, and none of it seemed to work. So what I ended up doing, whenever I started the YouTube channel, I created a new Gmail just for the YouTube channel. I had my own personal Gmail, but I wanted a separate Gmail just for the YouTube channel. And so what I did, I submitted it again, but this time I used my own personal Gmail instead of my YouTube Gmail. And I don't know if that really played a part in it, but I ended up getting approved. So on February the 22nd, I made a video about how I got accepted into the YouTube partner program. So that was a very exciting thing that happened. Some of the challenges that I had with the tiny home, on February the 8th, my microwave, which my tiny home, I've only been here since 2019. And so my microwave would have been like around 5 years old, like 4.5 years old. And it just totally died. It quit working. And so I did try to fix it. I went out and bought a fuse, changed a fuse in it. That didn't work, so I ended up having to get a whole new microwave. And so my microwave is not just my microwave. It is also my vent whenever I'm cooking. It has a vent underneath, so it serves 2 purposes. So that was a little pricey having to get that done. And I voiced my frustration about how things they're not made to last. Back when my parents were younger and started their family, things just seemed, and even their like parents and grandparents, things just seemed to last like forever. But these days, you just don't get many years of use out of things anymore. So I have an on-demand hot water heater, and it was only a year old, and a heating element went out, and I tried to change it myself, and it was just I wasn't strong enough to get the heating element off, so I had to call in some professional help so they can come in and change that heating element. And so things, they are just not made to last. And then also in March, I had to fix the board. A board on my porch had rotted, which the porch was only like maybe around 4 years old. And a board had already rotted, so I had to replace the board on the porch. And then on March the 11th, I shared a video about how I was embarking on a new health journey. So I had signed up for a program called the Verta program. So with the Verta program, what you do is that you monitor your weight, your blood sugar, and your ketones. And it's basically like a low carb, low sugar diet. And when I say low, I mean like very, very low. And they don't want you to go over like 20 grams of carbs a day, and that's very difficult to do. And so I started that journey, implemented some exercise. I got a treadmill that was compact, and you can fold it up, put it away when you're not using it. And I was able to use that in the tiny home. And since but I ended up moving that treadmill. My mom, I live right next door to my mom. She has a garage, so I moved the treadmill to the garage. It was just easier to have it out there than have it up in the tiny home, because I have a very narrow walkway. It was difficult to like walk around it, having it up all the time. So it was just a lot easier to put it out there in her garage. So I do that every morning still. And so I share that with you, and then we also shared a lot of recipes with y'all. I know some of you have tried the recipes. You'll put in the comments how you try the recipe and that you like the recipe. So some of the recipes that we did a cabbage soup. I shared a keto chili recipe. And I also shared the lasagna recipe. I do know that some of you did try it because you left comments that you tried it and you liked the lasagna recipe. And some of you have tried several of these recipes. The lasagna is a family favorite. We have it every Christmas along with like finger foods and snacks. And I was very happy to share that with you all. And also for like Christmas, did the peanut butter balls and the no-bake oatmeal chocolate cookies, which are yummy. And I also tried some low-carb things. I did the low-carb magic bars not too long ago, which I absolutely love those. They're so good. And whenever I make it, I share it with my mom too, so she can enjoy it also. I have made those several times, and I really do like that recipe. So if you haven't tried it, try it. It's very good. It's very easy to make, and it's a low carb recipe, but it doesn't taste like it's low carb. And I tried the soft chewy paleo gingerbread cookies, and that one I didn't love as much. I think I need to like play around with the recipe a little bit and try something different, because it just seemed, you use almond flour in that recipe, and it just seemed like maybe it's moist, but whenever you're eating it, for me, it was like really dry tasting. But the low carb magic bars, they were moist and they tasted moist. And I painted some outdoor furniture. I got a new swing for my porch, which I absolutely love that. That's one of my favorite things to do in my downtime, is to sit out there in the porch swing. And Buddy gets to hang out on the porch too, which he loves that. It took a little bit for me to work that out, because I bought the macrame chair, and my intention was to put it in the tiny home, but it was too big. And then the hook that come with it, I really didn't have beams in the tiny home that could support that. So I ended up getting a frame that I can hook the swing to, and I put that on the porch. And it's one of my favorite things to do, like in downtime, is to sit out there in that swing. And Buddy, you like to swing too, don't you? He always wants to get up in my lap and swing too. Yeah. Silly goose. Silly goose. Are you going to take a nap? Is it nap time? Oh, he's being all silly. Are you being silly? My goodness. And I also share some things with the tiny home, like some ideas for having like furniture in a small space, with how to best utilize your space, getting furniture that is multifunctional, so it will have many purposes. Like this couch, it's not just a couch, right Buddy? It's not just a couch. It also, up under the cushions, is storage area. And the same like with my ottoman and other furniture that I have in my home, it serves like multifunctional purposes. And I share with you how the composting toilet works, and also shared with you if I had any regrets going tiny, and how living tiny is preparing me for a better future. So in living tiny, it helps to prepare me for the future, like through retirement, hopefully not too far off in the future, and how living tiny helps me to meet like these financial goals that I have for my financial future. So let's talk about weather. So we had some crazy weather in the springtime. We had a whole lot of storms, and it was like weeks of having like really bad storms. On my phone, I get alerts whenever, and you probably do too, I get alerts on my phone if like a tornado, because tornadoes come through this area a whole lot, especially like in the springtime. And we would have to get up in the wee hours of the morning and go out to the storm shelter. And my niece, who lives not that far from me, she lives in the same county, she had to evacuate her home twice this spring because of the flooding. We had so much rain, and we had a lot of storms, tornadoes. We were blessed. Tornadoes never did come through our area where I live, but they did around our area. And so these alarms would go off on our phone, and we would have to seek shelter because the tornado would be coming our way, but it would like be more around us. So we were very blessed that, we didn't have any damage to our person or to our home or any of our property. And so that was good, but it can be pretty scary at times. We also had some very beautiful weather. We had some snow. In this area, you can also have a lot of like ice, which is really bad because that affects your power lines, and you can be without power, which means that you struggle a lot not having power. You don't have heat when it's really cold outside. You really need heat. Now my mom, she's got a generator, and then I have a generator too. So if I lose power, I can just unplug my home from my electric source outside and then plug it right into my generator, and I can have power that way. So we were very fortunate, like with the cold weather, that we didn't have like any ice, but we did have some beautiful, beautiful snow. Me and my mom, we took advantage of that. When we were cleaning up like the driveway, decided to stop for a minute, have a little fun, and we made a snowman. And so that was a lot of fun. So we did some fun things in 2025. Nearby in my area, there is a park. It's called Discovery Park of America, and I took you out there on 3 separate trips. So the first trip that when I went out there, it was like a 2-part video, and I showed you like the dinosaurs, some of the history in my area. A lot of people know the area from Reelfoot Lake, which was made back in the early 1800s from an earthquake. and a lot of people utilize that and go fishing. It's really known like this time of the year for duck season, and it's a big sport area. People go there to go camping. They take their campers out to the lake and enjoy the surroundings of the lake. And so that is all like in Discovery Park, and they have like a huge display of like all the arrowheads and different periods that we have had on Earth, these different, like the Ice Age and these different periods. And so I was able to share that with you. Also at Discovery Park, they have a tower that you can go up. So I showed you that. It was a very beautiful day, pretty blue sky, lots of pretty clouds. And then I went back another time, and they have connected to the park, they have an area that's called Heritage Park, and it's like how people used to live back in the old days, the types of homes that they lived in. So that was a lot of fun. And then just last month, Christmas time, I took you and showed you, we did the drive-through Christmas lights. So they really go all out, putting out a whole lot of Christmas displays and Christmas lights. So you can actually go there and like walk the area and see all the Christmas lights that way. Or you can do a drive-through and enjoy the Christmas lights in your car. And so that's what we did. I took you through the drive-through. And I also introduced you to some new friends, Wendy and Claude. They have their own YouTube channel called Mountain Modern Adventures. I hope that you go and check them out. And they had come to Memphis, and then we met up with one of their viewers, Cheryl, and her husband. And we got to hang out in Memphis for an afternoon. We got to go to an escape room. First time I ever done an escape room. It was Jurassic Park themed. It was a lot of fun. They are amazing, beautiful people, and I hope that you check them out. Again, that's Mountain Modern Adventures on YouTube. And they share their adventures with you. They are in the process of building their dream home in Utah. They're originally from Louisiana, and they migrated to Utah because they just love skiing, and it's great conditions for skiing in Utah, beautiful mountains. They're having their own adventures over in Utah, building their dream homes. So I hope you go check them out. In 2025, I had some health challenges that I faced. I'm not going to really go into detail about that in this video, but I do have an upcoming video that I'm going to share a little bit more detail about what's going on with some health challenges that I've had. Right, Betty? Right. And then, so we ended the year 2025. We did like a little mini series of some kitchen upgrades, where I have under my stairs, I have cabinets, and they're like really deep. And so whenever you have stuff in the back of the cabinet, it's like hard to get to. You have to like pull everything out to get to whatever's in the back, or you don't know what's in the back and end up buying multiple of the same thing. And so to help remedy that, I installed like a pull-out pantry in one. Another one I installed like a pull-out drawer, and all of that is just working great. I purchased an item from IKEA that has some drawers on it, and put it like under the stairs to have a place to store like my baking things. Whenever you bake like different recipes that you don't make all the time, it calls for certain ingredients, so you end up having that leftover, and of course you got to have a place to store it. And so that was just perfect. That was a perfect item to be able to store things like that, like for example like chia seeds, flax seeds, almond flour, things like that you don't really use like all the time, but you need to have a place to store it. And then to tie the kitchen all together, I got a big beautiful runner that runs through the kitchen, and it just tied everything together. I like the way that everything worked out with the different things that I tried. And also under the kitchen sink, because things just seem, you just put things, in your cabinet, and they just kind of like pile up, and it's hard to get to the items that are under there. So to organize that more, so I found a 2-tier organizer, and so you're able to, when you put your items in it, you can like pull it out and get to the items, even the items that are in the back. So that worked out really great too. And we also did some fun things in the tiny home, like we decorated for fall, made everything look all pretty in fall, and then we decorated for Christmas. So I've already got all the Christmas things down, and we are ready to start 2026. So I want to say thank you to all of you that came along in 2025 and shared all of the adventures with me. And I want you to know that I enjoy reading the comments and the things that y'all also share with me. And I feel like that we have built a really good community. Yes, we built a really good community here. I appreciate you all so very much, and I hope that you know how much that I appreciate you. And thank you for your support, and thank you for cheering us on during the difficult times and celebrating during the happy times. And I want to say thank you, and I hope that all of you have a very blessed 2026. So we're going to embark on another year and another adventure. Aren't we, buddy? Yeah. New things to come, right? I wish nothing but good, wonderful, beautiful things for you all year long. I hope that you enjoy the clips that I'm going to share with you of some of the things that we were up to in 2025. And if you like this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Ring that bell so you don't miss a notification. Share the video. Don't forget to hype the video. All the things. You be safe. God bless. And we'll see you on the next one. Yes, we will. Say, we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.
us away. Dust in the rear view, free as a bird. This is our time, no matter what they say. Every mile behind only brought us here. Now the road is clear. Shotgun ride on my Friday night. Sunset fire burning in our eyes. Let's leave the past in the past and deal with it another day. All we got is this open road. No plans, just a cranked up radio. Ain't promising forever, ain't no end in sight. Girl, I'm loving the ride. Can't you feel this is real, you and me? Nothing in our way. Baby, we weren't born to run. Take the back road, let's make a great escape. Cause this life moves fast and we can't stop time. So put your hand in mine. Shotgun ride on my Friday night. Sunset fire burning in our eyes. Let's leave the past in the past and deal with it another day. All we got is this open road. No plans, just a cranked up radio. Ain't promising forever, ain't no end in sight. Girl, I'm loving the ride. No matter where we're going, don't matter what we do, long as we got each other, just me and you. Shotgun ride on my Friday night. Sunset fire burning in our eyes. Let's leave the past in the past and deal with it another day. All we got is this open road. No map, just the stars to light the road. Ain't promising forever, ain't no end in sight. Oh, nothing lasts forever, but we can sure as hell try. Girl, I'm loving the ride. Look ahead, the sea is calm, and I know we've been through a lot, but just wait. Wait for better days to come and carry us like wind in our sails. Hold on tight, I can smell the shore, it's right in front of us if we just hold on tight. This vision that I saw is getting closer every dawn. We are dreamers of the shore. 7 years now on this boat, and we all know where we belong. Just wait. For our home to show on the horizon, soon we'll be there. Hold on tight, I can smell the shore, it's right in front of us if we